Hi guys, I'm Gowri and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I know it's been a while since I've last posted a video. I think it's been about 6 months, but I'm back now and I plan on posting more videos of my college experience and just about my life in general, if that's interesting to you. But first semester was just really busy, so I didn't really have much time to sit down and film a video, or just really to sit down and take a breath. Because first semester was crazy, as it is for a lot of college freshmen. But I'm back now. I just finished my first semester at Harvard and I'm about to start my second one in just a few days. But before I go back, I just wanted to share what my first semester was like at Harvard and just being a college student in general, how that went for me. But this is just based purely on my experiences, what it was like going to Harvard so far. So yeah, it probably different for everyone. So just, yeah, disclaimer. Okay, well, with that said, let's get into the video. So the first topic is dorm life. And let me tell you, that was definitely something I had to get used to. And I'm sure it was like that for everyone else. It's very different, whether you share a room with someone back home or just having your own room to yourself and going to a setting where you have to interact with your roommates all the time, and just especially living in a new big city. Like, it's a completely different experience. But I live in Strauss Hall at Harvard University, and I have mixed feelings about Strauss Hall. Like, I generally, I love the people there, but it's just the building. Sometimes the building. So Strauss Hall is located right on Mass Ave, which is like the main street throughout Harvard Square. And the only the upside is that like you have easy access to all the stores, especially the CVS pharmacy. That has been a lifesaver for me whenever I needed a quick snack or just something like random I needed, like in the middle of the night, or not in the middle of the night, like just whenever. But then the downside of living on that street is that you can literally hear everything that goes on this, like you can hear people talking, you can hear all the loud noises, the ambulances. So if you were a light sleeper, you were in for a ride for your first semester. But overall, I actually really like Strauss Hall. Well, that doesn't really sound convincing, but it's not that bad when you get used to it. You can't really have your expectations that high when you're living in a dorm. So the room layout of my dorm is a common room. So everyone has their desk. We have a microwave and a fridge in there. We have a lot of shelves. And then we have 2 doubles, so 2 personal bedrooms. And I share that with one other roommate who I really love, so shout out to her. So we also have an en-suite bathroom, which I think is an advantage because you're not sharing it with that many people as compared to the dorms that have communal bathrooms. Yeah, you just get more privacy and it's easy to access. But the downside is that you have to clean it yourself. So, you know, living in college or going into college, you have to do a lot of things by yourself. So I guess it's good for like preparing you like to be more independent, but if you have a communal bathroom, they get cleaned for you like pretty often. So, I mean, but I think overall transitioning to the dorm life and not having my own private spaces anymore, it hasn't been that bad overall. I think like it just takes a while to get used to, and then you know, and I love my roommate. She is amazing. So, you know, shout out to her again. Overall, I think I give like my personal dorm life, especially living in Strauss Hall, I think I give that like maybe like a 3.5, 3 out of 5. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. Yeah, so that's dorm life. Social life. Okay, so that is like a whole topic at Harvard. It's definitely not like what you expect at a state school. Like, I'm from Texas, so like I have some exposure to UT Austin and, you know, like the big state schools, and so like their party life is completely different. And that's because like there are so many kids there, the football culture is crazy, like they're gonna have really good parties, you know. But like at Harvard, it's kind of different, but it doesn't really matter that much to me because I prefer more intimate hangouts. A lot of the parties are like more dorm parties. You just invite some friends over to your dorm and you just have a little fun. Or a lot of the like club parties, like the organization parties, are held in the upperclassmen houses. They have a lot of like event space over there, so I think those are fun. But overall, there's some like mixed reviews. Boston in general is really great for like party nightlife, but I haven't delved too much into that scene. There are so many events that go on at Harvard, which is such a plus for me because I love going to see the plays, the musicals. The orchestra there is really great, so if you're And if you are a lover of the arts, like it's a perfect place because there's so many talented people there. It's crazy. And then culture-wise, like so many events as well. Like coming from a small town, it was hard connecting to my Indian heritage, but I've been able to join a lot of South Asian clubs here, and just going to all of their like events and everything and celebrating Indian holidays with them has been really refreshing because I didn't really have that back home. So if you're worried about finding diversity here, like there's no problem. Like you'll definitely find your place in terms of you know, connecting with your own heritage or identity. And then friends. So I think I was really worried going into college in general and then coming to such a prestigious place like Harvard that I wouldn't really find my place. And I think I still am like trying to settle into Harvard. And I think I just realized that since this is such a big transition period in everyone's lives, there are gonna be a lot of like transitional friendships, and it's okay to not know like which one of your friends will be the ones that last for all 4 years or just for a few months. And I think coming to that realization has been very helpful for me. But I think everyone at Harvard, they're such great people and they have so many experiences and perspectives to share. So overall, like everyone I've met has been very nice and we're very welcoming. Like it hasn't been, because of the community there, it hasn't been, you know, I haven't felt like I had to go through it completely alone coming into college. So yeah, so social life, I'm gonna give that a 3.5. Yeah, I am pretty happy with it, but I know like there are a lot of mixed reviews about like the parties and stuff like that, but it doesn't really bother me that much. So now we're gonna get into the college food. So the dining halls. Okay, so all the freshmen eat in Annenberg Hall, which is, I'll try to put a picture in here, but it's like this big, like not luxurious, but it's just like a work of art. It is like Hogwarts. Like a lot of people say that like it's like eating in Hogwarts, and I actually agree with this statement. If you're a freshman, you eat all 3 of your meals there, breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Annenberg. And it might sound a little boring that you have to eat there every day, but I think it has been one of the most like rewarding experiences of like being a college student at Harvard, because it's such a great place to just sit down and grab a meal with anyone. Like you might not even know them, but like throughout the meal you just connect, and then they could be one of your best friends in college. The environment and like ambiance in Annenberg is very nice. Like I always look forward to it. I always leave with my heart feeling very warm, so that has definitely been a plus in my college experience. Food wise, I wouldn't say it's not that bad. I think I came into college knowing that like I wasn't gonna have like this amazing like 5-star experience in terms of like the quality of food. So I think that definitely helped, like going into college. Like I didn't really feel like I was being let down, because like they're cooking for like thousands of students, so like you can't really expect much. But since I'm a vegetarian, there are like some limited options. So on some days like I won't feel like I ate it, or I won't feel the best with the meals that they offer. But it's not most of the time, and I think overall like the dining staff does a really great job like providing the students with food. And we also have little like study breaks called brain breaks from like 9 to 11 p.m. I don't know if I'm actually right on that, but those brain breaks, like they just leave out like some snacks like cereal, milk, bagels, toast, and anything you can imagine, like that's like breakfast food. And so that's also a good opportunity to meet friends and also just to take a break from studying and cramming in homework. So I really appreciate that. Another plus about Annenberg or about like the dining hall is that they always have like these special like desserts. Sometimes they always have desserts, like, so you don't have to worry about that, like you're set. But on Sundays they have like a special Sundays, so they'll have like ice cream out, and so I think that's really nice. Oh, and also like they serve like diverse dishes. Like sometimes like it's not gonna be like completely authentic, but it's nice that they're giving a try. Like they'll serve butter chicken, chole, like for the Indian like food, and so that was really nice. Okay, so for dining food and Annenberg in general, I'm gonna give that a 4 out of 5, because it's really about the experience. Like food aside, like I really have had some of my best moments in Annenberg, so I'm giving that a 4. Now we'll talk about academics and what it's like going to such a prestigious and like crazy school. As of now, I plan on majoring in or concentrating in government with a focus in data science, maybe tech science, with a secondary field or minor in Spanish. So I'm very much humanities girl, but I do love the intersection between data science and government. So I'm really trying to explore that side and take more like STEM classes, data analysis classes. My courses this past fall was Gov 50, which is a data analysis class, and we learned R, the programming language, and we talked about a few statistical concepts and applied them to studies that we would read about and discuss in class, and basically trying to tell a story from the data and trends we discovered. I took a freshman seminar. This class, as in the name, is only for freshmen, and it's a great way to meet new friends, but in a more intimate setting. I know that the seminars are about no more than 12 people a class. So I took it on trials from classical anthems and modern legal debates because I'm interested in law and potentially becoming a lawyer in the future. So that was a great introduction. It was a really great opportunity to like get to know a professor one-on-one, and I really enjoyed the class. But obviously there's so many options to choose from when if you want to do a seminar, so I would highly recommend that. The third class was Spanish 40, which is an advanced class, and that was probably one of my most enjoyable classes this whole semester. The teacher was so chill, it's so nice, and he really made it he just eased all my worries going into Harvard as a freshman in my first semester. And the Spanish classes are usually like smaller, so you get to really know the professor and the kids in your class. So I really had a great time just learning more about Latin America, and we got to watch movies outside of class and we would talk about them during sections. So that was a really fun experience, especially if you like literature and movies and talking about real world issues. I think it's a great class to take, any language class actually. And then my last class was Borders, which was a general education course. Harvard requires you to take general education classes and for you to take classes in each department. Don't actually quote me on this, but there's like certain courses that you need to take along with what you're majoring in and minoring in. So my borders class was just talking about borders, like any kind of border from highways to actual country lines. And I think that was really eye-opening. I think the good thing about general education courses is that you can basically explore any of your interests, and you can even go beyond your major. Then it's a really good opportunity to like study something that you don't really know much about. So yes. Going into Harvard as a freshman, I think the professors and the lecturers in general, like they really have matched up to what I thought it was going to be like at such a big school. I think I get a little awestruck seeing some professors walk into the class and listening to their lecture, because it's just I can't believe that like such accomplished people are like, that's who I'm learning from. Sometimes the lectures can get a little bit boring, but I think that's just normal. I think for me, my sections are like the ones that are like the classes that I have in my TFs were probably more rewarding than sometimes in the lectures, just because I got more one-on-one contact with the TF and the learning was more personalized. The class sizes at Harvard are generally smaller. I know there are some classes that have like hundreds of people in them, but that's because those are the most popular courses, like CS 50 and Ec 10 or an economics course. But I really enjoyed that the class size is smaller. I think I do really well in smaller and more intimate settings. So in this upcoming semester, I'm continuing my Gov and Spanish track. I'm taking Gov 51, Spanish 50, which is a step up from the last Spanish course. I'm taking XPOS, and that is something I am really nervous about. XPOS is every Harvard student has to take XPOS, which is our writing requirement. And there were a lot of mixed reviews, so I love writing, but I'm just worried about what it's actually going to be like. But I really hope it's a good class. And then my last class is another Gov class. It's called Tech Science to Save the World. And I don't know what to expect, but I'm also really excited for that. So overall, I think the classes that I've taken and the professors that I've met, and overall, just in general, the education there has really kind of helped me shape my future career path. I knew that I wanted to go into law, but I didn't know exactly what field, and I got to discover a new passion for data science. So I'm hoping that one day I can kind of work in the intersections of law and technology. So yeah. So I give academics a 4 out of 5. Yeah, that's a good rating. Okay, so next up is location. I think Harvard is in a great location. It's not in Boston, it's in Cambridge, which is about like 10 minutes. I don't know. It's really close to Boston, so if you ever want to get out of the Harvard bubble, you can just take the T or the train outside of Cambridge to Boston. There's so many amazing things to do in Boston. There are so many college students in Boston because there's so many colleges there. So it's a very lively city, and I think not being located in Boston directly is also like a good, I think it allows for like some space between like such a busy city, and just having some time and space to like wind down if like you are that type of person that needs to wind down and relax. Harvard Square is also pretty popular, obviously, with students, and I love it. There's so many great restaurants to try out. Yeah, I'm mostly concerned with the food, so I mean, I'm very happy with the food scene in Cambridge and Boston. So I didn't really have much of a chance to like go outside and explore Harvard. I did go to Boston a few times, but I definitely am making it a plan to venture outside a bit more. I know that there are really good hiking spots near Boston. I went to Quincy Market a few times, which I definitely recommend if you're ever in the area. It is such a fun place. It's very busy, but you get some really good food, and there's a really cute like farmers market nearby, and you get really good fruit for a really good price. So I recommend that. I think just in general, one of the reasons I did choose Harvard was because it was a change of scene from living in a small town to going to a big city, but also being able to have that balance of living in a smaller city like Cambridge and having easy access to a big city has really helped me kind of adjust to the college life, and I'm not disappointed at all by the location. The only thing that is a little bit annoying is since I live in Strauss Hall, like I hear everything that happens on the street, and so that, I mean, I get used to it, but that's it. So the next topic is mental health, well-being, self-care. What is that like at Harvard and just at college in general? Since the transition from being a high school student to a college student is really overwhelming at some times, and like having to deal with doing your own stuff and being more independent, I think I definitely have had those moments where I felt alone or just isolated from like my family, and I've definitely have been homesick a few times. So it definitely has been hard in some aspects, like just trying to figure out what my new life is like now, because I don't have the comfort of being at home anymore. I guess like I would say I'm pretty proud of myself for how I've adjusted to living in a big city and going to such a prestigious school. I think a lot of times like the pressure can get to you, a lot of unspoken pressure as well, because you're at such a good school and you see all of your friends doing amazing things and your classmates are amazing people. So like that imposter syndrome can kind of sit in a little bit. But the people that I've interacted with, like they do a great job with telling you that like this is where you belong, and everyone at Harvard, with the people that I've interacted with, have been incredibly nice. And so yeah, I've been lucky to have friends that are very uplifting and just fun people to be around with. Going to the gym has also been like a good way for me to like indulge in self-care and just kind of take some time for myself. Working out is just something I enjoy in general. Another plus about living in Cambridge is that the nature there is beautiful, especially in the fall, and we have such easy access to the Charles River, so taking walks down there has been very soothing to my mental health, and I think I've kind of discovered like a newfound passion for just nature in general, and so that's been very helpful whenever I've had some tough times. And yeah, just being a college student in general, like you have so much independence, and it can be really exciting, but it's also like very like stressful, I guess, because you have to figure out everything on your own now, and you have to figure out what you want to do with your life. And so I think I just have to like remind myself that I'm on my own timeline, and things will work out whenever they're supposed to work out. And yeah, I think just having faith and knowing that it'll be okay in the end has really helped me to get through the semester. And yeah, I think overall, like I feel like I did pretty good this semester, so I'm pretty proud of it. And to anyone that's wanting to come to Harvard, I definitely don't think it's a scary place to come to. It's more welcoming than you think it is. On the outside, I know that it can seem like it's such a serious and prestigious school, like will I fit in? But the people here are so nice, and there are so many resources that will help you guide this experience if you reach out to them. So I wouldn't worry if you're coming to Harvard next year. I think you'll do great. So yeah, we've reached the end of the video. So general takeaways, I absolutely do not regret choosing Harvard. I did have a tough time choosing like where I wanted to go for college, but in the end it was Harvard, and I'm so glad I ended up coming here. So I'm excited to see what will happen in the next few years, and yeah, I just love Harvard. I mean, obviously it's not picture perfect, like there are some downsides to it, But I think it's like that with every college. Like there are some really good things about it, some not so great things about it, and you just kind of have to deal with it. And I'm really glad I get to deal with those things at Harvard. That is it for the video, and my voice crack. And I will see you in the next one. I promise I will make more videos. I will. You'll see me in a new video soon. So, bye. Thanks for watching.